Good evening and welcome to the 20th annual Minnesota-Dakotas Breath of Life Gala. I'm Jennifer Merrily. I'm a reporter at WCCO TV and anchor our Saturday morning newscast. I was introduced to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and CF community through my dear friend Nikki, who is living with CF. Many of you know her already, and the rest of you will know her by the end of the evening. Over the past few years, I've learned about this passionate and dedicated community and those that work tirelessly to raise funds so that one day CF stands for Cure Found. And since meeting Nikki and this incredible community, I have been committed to telling stories about cystic fibrosis. Thank you for being with us in this mission. We are so glad you've joined us virtually for our live broadcast. And while we're sad to not be celebrating in person, we are so excited for the evening ahead. To get the night started, I'd like to introduce a very special member of our community, Ashley Baloo-Banima. Ashley has many talents, and she shares them freely with people with CF across the country. Through her vocal sessions, her students are finding their voice, and they are singing their song. And they are learning a new way to breathe. Take it away, Ashley.
Hello, my name is Ashley Baloo-Banima. I'm an adult living with cystic fibrosis from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Thank you so much for being a part of this year's Breath of Life Gala. The Minnesota-Dakotas CF chapter and the people in which make up this community are not only what make this event so special, but make people like myself feel like we are never alone in this fight. And that means everything. Despite a year that has had its exceptional challenges, I can't help but be in grateful awe at the remarkable and meaningful connection alive within our CF community. I feel this year's Breath of Life Gala is extra special because of that connection. That such an event isn't for our community, but being celebrated with our CF community. That wherever this night may find each of us, we are connected by a breath of life that can never divide us, but instead only unite us. I'm a professional musician, and singing is truly what gives me life. In many respects, I feel that it has saved my physical, mental, and emotional life. Singing is a refuge from a disease that relentlessly vies to steal every breath. In 2017, thanks to a CFF Impact Grant, Breathe Bravely, the nonprofit organization I founded, pioneered the program called sINgSPIRE, in which individuals with cystic fibrosis from all over the world are paired with professional voice instructors for 10 weeks of life-giving private voice lessons via Zoom, which in 2017 was pretty unfounded. sINgSPIRE combats the effects of cystic fibrosis through the art of singing. Over 12 sessions and over 2,200 lessons, it has been amazing to see this program find its voice and empower each individual singer to believe in the beauty and power of their breath and discover their unique voice. To see them believe that despite CF, they are capable of anything. To see the life-giving power of singing positively impact their own life. To feel like they own every breath rather than being owned by every breath. It's simply an incredible gift to witness, and I'm still in awe of every single person that we connect with. But as you know, CF can also feel pretty isolating, especially now. When I'm making music alongside other people, it is such a powerful thing. It feels as if a single breath is woven between us, connecting and lifting each of us collectively through a seascape of sound. Most of all, though, it doesn't matter how many breaths it takes. I know I'm not alone, and I don't need to carry the entire burden of an unforgiving breath rooted in an unchangeable circumstance called CF. In June of 2019, the sINgSPIRE virtual choir was born, a chorus of voices composed of singers defying a diagnosis of cystic fibrosis and coming together as one voice from all over the world. Coming together, united by a breath of life, each of us is brave enough to not only take, but selflessly give back to the rest of the world in the form of a song. One in which silently reminds each of us that we are not alone, that we are stronger together. It is with a heart of gratitude and awe that I share the sINgSPIRE Virtual Choir's latest project, Breathe, made possible through a Cystic Fibrosis Impact Grant. It only takes a single breath to change the world. We simply must believe in the beauty and possibility alive within that very breath, for it is not the amount of breath that fills our lungs. It's what we do with that breath that gives us life. While we may be celebrating from afar this evening, may we join together in this fight. Until it's done, we are stronger together. Enjoy your evening, and here's the sINgSPIRE Virtual Choir.
To change the world, be brave enough to take it, bold enough to make it change, change the world. Let me breathe, 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 let me breathe. Let me breathe, 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 let me breathe. Give me wings so I might soar. Hold the breath of CF's roar. Echoes of the hope that beats. Keeping time to the song we sing. Let me breathe, 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 let me breathe. Free me from these chains of mine. Weightless to a debt of time. A heart of change within me calls. Take a breath, break down these walls. Let me breathe, 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 let me breathe.
Thank you, sINgSPIRE. That was an incredibly moving and a wonderful way to kick off tonight's live program. I hope you all enjoyed it. As Ashley mentioned, this has been a challenging year. On the positive side, we continue to hear the amazing stories and see the positive results of the breakthrough therapy Trikafta. But we also been deeply concerned about COVID-19 and the potential effects on this community. People with CF have held strong during this pandemic, but we have to stay vigilant. After canceling more than 700 in-person events this year, raising funds for CF becomes more important than ever. Tonight, we can do something about that and end a tough year on a high note. We have a goal of raising $400,000, and we might raise that a little bit tonight. You'll hear more about that. Thank you to our sponsors and donations from the CF community. We are already at, I'm getting a total here, $137,891. That is incredible. Thank you for our start, but we still need your help to reach our goal. Tonight, you'll hear some incredible stories from people living with cystic fibrosis. We'll start with an inspirational bid for a cure, followed by the Angela Warner Friend of the Foundation Award presentation. Then we'll end the evening with some exciting bidding and a look at our premium auction items. You are in for quite a night. First, a few logistical notes. You'll see on your screen a text box that explains how to donate. The easiest way to bid on incredible auction items or make a donation is to use that personalized auction link that was sent to your email address. If you have any issues accessing the link, please call the number on your screen. The phone number is 651-631-3290. Our staff are standing by to help. And before we get into the rest of tonight's program, I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors. First, a big thank you to Racial Contracting and Mortensen, tonight's presenting sponsors. We'd also like to thank our platinum sponsors and our gold sponsors. A special thanks to our technology sponsor, Lion Contracting. Thank you to our silver sponsors and our bronze sponsors. Your support means so much to us and enables us to do the important work of curing cystic fibrosis. And now I'd like to introduce you to tonight's Bid for a Cure speakers, Rob and Jennifer Ronnenberg. Over 16 million, yes, you heard that right, million people have watched this next video of Jennifer taking her first breath after her lung transplant. We are honored to share their story with you tonight.
Look at me here, okay? Take a deep breath in. And out. There we go. All done. You're breathing.
That's breathing.
That's breathing. Yeah. Yeah, and you can speak now. Say hello. Hi.
Hello.
Right. And then we'll get this stuff off her face.
It doesn't show anything.
We want to see her face.
Yeah.
There we go. You
Use
got
your
it?
phone, honey.
I got it.
Oh.
Look at that face.
So weird, isn't it? I can't even hear you breathing.
And I'll pull it from my end.
That's
All right,
This
now
one.
we're gonna. Now this is even nicer.
yeah. Don't have to shave on that side.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Say hello. Yeah. Okay. This is what I like about my job. Sometimes it's not always like this though.
94%.
Okay, give us
No
oxygen.
oxygen for the rest.
Lift your head forward a little bit. This is just a nice cool mist for you. Alright. All this
Isn't that
mess
great?
gets cleared up. That's it.
So appreciative of get breathing.
Isn't that great? And breathe.
And she's been breathing for 43 minutes all by herself.
43 minutes on your own.
Following that powerful emotional video, I am Rob Ronnenberg, and this is my beautiful wife,
Jennifer Ronnenberg.
and we are here to tell you our wonderful CF love story. Sorry, we're a little emotional. Seeing that video, it still gets us every time. Well, for me, we'll just say it started with the girl, the beautiful woman you see in the picture on the screen. For her, though, oddly enough, it started with a boy.
What you don't see in that video is when I was diagnosed, I was 28 years old. My son had a newborn screen, and inadvertently, we found out that I had cystic fibrosis. For many years, I thought it was allergies and asthma, and I also had this horrible cough with it, which I thought was completely normal. But apparently, we were misdiagnosed as something that I had my entire life and just didn't know that I had cystic fibrosis.
So from that diagnosis, from finding the cursed answer to her prayers and understanding what was wrong with her, we ended up together, and we were moving along. And as you see from the picture on the screen, there we are. Her and I just living our best life. Not our best CF life, but our best life together, because that's what we have. And that's what I've noticed about her and other CFers I've met in the time we've been together, is they just want to be happy. They want to live. They want to succeed. And that's what we were trying to do until, this picture was in the middle of 2016. And this next picture you're seeing was the middle of 2017. She had been on oxygen now for 6 months at this point. We were celebrating her 40th birthday in July, which not many women want to celebrate their 40th birthday, but she was ecstatic. She was happy because
I made it. I made it to 40, which is not something that most CFers do.
And so she was here. But you can see from the picture, the difference between the two is, how gaunt she is, and the oxygen tube. She'd been on oxygen since October of 2016, and then came October of 2017 when she was admitted to the hospital, and her doctor said, "You're going to be in the hospital until you get your lung transplant," which the other side of that story is maybe it doesn't come, maybe the call doesn't come.
There's no guarantee.
Right, there's no guarantee.
And at that point, I was 97 pounds. I had a feeding tube. I wasn't gaining weight, and my breathing capacity was down to 10.8%. It was very, very low.
And that's when the call came in. The video that you just saw was a few days later after that call came in. And so now we're here to celebrate, to share our story and do things, right? And the video you're looking at right now is Jennifer smiling. You can see how much emaciated she is, how small she is. But she's holding her plaque, her award, if you will, for being the 241st lung transplant that the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota performed. And she's alive. She's smiling. She's here, right? The next picture we want to share is, it's the story of lung transplant. And we can't appreciate and say enough about the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation for the research, the work they're putting into lung transplant, because cases like Jennifer, where she's a CFer, but now she had a transplant. So often people are like, "Oh, good, you beat CF, you got the transplant," and that's not the case. And we appreciate so much that the CF Foundation knows that, and they realize lung transplant is a part of fighting cystic fibrosis and a part that we need to avoid at some point. So this picture you're seeing now it's Jennifer, oddly enough, creepy if you will, holding her actual lungs that were removed during the transplant. And if you get to see a copy of this later, you zoom in on the picture of the bags of her lungs, and you can see all the blockages, all the problems and troubling spots of those old CF lungs. And so it was very surreal. We got to go in and see them, and it was troubling. And to try to end on a little bit happier note, we talked about our wedding, and that happened. So I will share another picture. This is us, February 26th, 2019. Instead of the...
You remembered.
I did. Instead of the hospital wedding I was planning, instead of trying to bring her family and a couple of friends into the hospital to get married before she passed away, we ended up having our dream wedding. Our family and our friends and everyone that mattered to us, and even some her CF care team around us to celebrate this moment. And for this picture, we went outside at the end of the night. It was 8 below zero. freezing cold, but we took this gorgeous, amazing picture of our resilience, our fighting, and Jennifer's fighting and efforts to beat CF and to be there for us to get married.
Yep. And one of the most beautiful remarks our photographer said is, "You can see your breath." And I thought that was really beautiful because it was so meaningful to us.
Now she's going to make me cry. But,
Sorry.
before we end, we want to show one last picture. This is a picture of Lacey. Lacey is the most beautiful person we will never meet. It's because of Lacey that Jennifer is here today. It is her lungs that allowed Jennifer to breathe, to be with us, to be here for her daughter, who's a senior in high school this year, to have her mom to watch her graduate, to have her son, who's now 14 years old, to have his mom in his life and all that, and for us to be married.
She gave us a beautiful gift of life.
She did.
A second chance.
This gift of a second chance of life, our second chance of love, and just everything is because of Lacey. And we can't help but feel immense gratitude to her family, but also the CF Foundation. The reason we're here, the reason any of you are watching this video and watching us talking and being on screen with you is because of that effort, that investment in the cure, in the future, in tomorrow. The saying is, until it's done, right? And that's what we need from you right now, is to be a part of tomorrow, to donate, to give of your hard-earned money, to share of your benefit, to help others have the success in the lives that we have, that we get to be together in.
We think it's really important, for me especially, that other people like me don't feel the pain that I felt with unhealthy lungs, that we make every difference so that our future, we have more tomorrows.
Right. Adding tomorrows, as they say, and also until it's done.
Until it's done.
Wow. Thank you so much, Rob and Jennifer. We are inspired by your journey. We are inspired by your resilience, and we are grateful for Lacey's gift so that you are able to live your love story and see more tomorrows. Your story is so very powerful. Thank you for sharing it with all of us. Now I'd like to bring a familiar face on stage with me, Glenn Flatibo from Flatibo Advancement. Glenn, thank you for joining us live in studio tonight. It is wonderful to see you.
Jennifer, I am absolutely delighted to be here. To everyone at home, I miss seeing you personally. Jennifer, I've been the CF auctioneer, believe it or not, for 20 years. And this event has been so remarkable over so many years. But this is a big deal, Jennifer. We have over 700 people, close to 1,000 now, it sounds like, across Minnesota, the Dakotas, all over the country online tonight. My friends, we are going to rally as a community. Our goal is to get to $400,000. And listen to this, Jennifer. Perhaps we can even get to $429,000. And here's why $429,000 is a big deal.
Let's talk about this.
The Rocky Mountain chapter out in Colorado broke the record for CF Gala virtual events in the country by raising $428,000. So if tonight, between the Minnesotas and the Dakotas, if we get to $429,000, we will have broken that record. Let's do this. We're going to do it, Jennifer.
Let's shatter that record, Glenn. I'm ready to do this. And I think our community, with how invested they are, they're ready to join us in this mission tonight. And Glenn, I just want to again say thank you for your continued support with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. You are just integral to making sure a night like this tonight is successful. Let's talk a little bit about the Bid for a Cure. The bid is an opportunity to donate to our mission to cure cystic fibrosis and to provide all people with CF the opportunity to lead long, fulfilling lives by funding research and drug development, partnering with the CF community, and advancing high-quality specialized care. What I love about the foundation, Glenn, is that they tackle this disease from every angle. And as Jennifer mentioned, CF is committed to improving lung transplant outcomes, investing millions of dollars in this aspect of the disease that we don't talk about enough.
That's exactly right, Jennifer. And CFF's research and drug development pipeline make it the best story in medicine today. I really believe that, the best story in medicine today. We've now celebrated 1 year of Trikafta, 1 year. This therapy has been a game changer for many people in the community. I also learned that with the switch to more telehealth appointments, CFF purchased and distributed over 14,000 spirometers. Can you believe that? 14,000. So families can check their lung function progress at home. That's a big deal. And what I've seen over so many years that I've worked at this event is that CF has really expanded and accelerated their mission. They've never slowed down. They've accelerated. It's exciting, and Jennifer, this is a big deal.
It's exciting, and it's exciting to be part of their mission, joining with them. As many of you know, it was 65 years ago that a few families afflicted with CF decided to do something about it, and they formed the foundation. It was 20 years ago that local families like Paul and Susie Cassette recognized the need right here in our community, and they started this gala. We can all do something tonight and donate generously to our life-giving mission.
So my friends, this is the moment. This is the moment that we can work together. And a couple housekeeping items. The easiest way to make a bid right now is to use the personalized auction link that was sent to your email address. So if everyone can pull that up right now, you'll receive an invoice after the event that wraps up to check out for your donations that you make tonight. We can rally as a community right now. And the last thing I'd like to say before I ask your support is this. I personally have witnessed this in person for 20 years. Night after night, every single year, the community rallies to raise money for research. Tonight, this is as important as ever. And our goal together is to see if we can get to $400,000. This research will make all of the difference. And specifically, it'll make all of the difference for those that aren't benefited from the current therapies right now. About 10% of the CF population, about 3,500 people, do not benefit from the current therapies. My friends, we can rally together right now as a community. And Jennifer, this is a big deal. Literally yesterday, we found out about a $50,000 gift from the Newman family. Thank you to the Newmans. They have informed us yesterday that they are giving a gift of $50,000. A huge thank you to Deb and Scott Newman. They're grandparents to Bailey. The Newman family has made quite an impact in just a very short time. Antone and Kelly, Bailey's grandparents, have chaired the gala for several years now. We are so thankful for the entire family, for all that they've done. They've been involved with so many aspects of the foundation and the renovation of the offices last year. Jennifer, I know you even did a story about this. That's a big deal what they did in the offices.
That's right. I've gotten to know Anton over the last few years, and it was incredible to work with him and the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation to highlight a story from the collective of nonprofits that Anton is a part of, and they renovated and transformed the CF offices to make the work they do more efficient. You know, nonprofits often don't spend money on their workspace because they're putting it all into research. And this was incredible that Anton did. I've known him to give generously with his time and his talent, so it's no surprise that his parents are doing the same thing tonight. We are so grateful for your support.
Again, thank you to the family. Jennifer, we are now at $245,000, wow. So we're over halfway to $400,000. A second gift that's just come in, $25,000. Paul Rosenau. Paul, thank you for all of your donations over many years. Matter of fact, I missed seeing you. You'd be right in front of me to the right, seated at the front table. The Legacy of Angels Foundation, they're making a $25,000 gift. Paul, we are so thankful for everything that you've done over so many years. We also have a $15,000 gift from the Ogren Foundation. Thank you to the Ogren family for their donation tonight. It's the John and Margaret Ogren Foundation. Many of the family members are watching tonight. It's a $15,000 gift. We are now at $290,000, Jennifer. It is ticking up. Let's get to $429,000. We're going to do this together at the $10,000 level. A huge thank you to Jill Christensen. She's making a $10,000 gift at our $10,000 level. I know many $5,000 gifts are coming in right now and $2,500 gifts. And by the way, I just heard word of another $15,000 gift that we're getting. So we're getting another $15,000. We are now at $306,141. If everyone could take a moment right now, click that link, make a donation. Obviously, a gift at any level and every level makes all the difference in the world. Thank you, everyone, for rallying. Jennifer, we're going to do this. We're at $311,000.
This is so incredible. I love seeing those numbers tick up because we're seeing this go up as you are, and it's incredible. Thank you for giving what is meaningful to you. You can continue to give throughout tonight. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you for all of that. And thank you to everyone who has donated so far. I am in awe of your generosity, and it is still happening. $322,116.41. Oh my gosh, it continues. Thank you, thank you. Your support means so much to the CF community. Remember, you can keep donating to the Bid for a Cure until tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Now, I have the honor of introducing the Angela Warner Friend of the Foundation Award. Since 2003, this award has been presented in honor of Angela Warner, who lost her battle with cystic fibrosis in 2003 at the age of 21. Angela lived a vibrant life, but like all CF patients, she lived with the heavy burden of medical care that fighting CF requires. She lived with the fear of a shortened life expectancy, and she lived in hope that a cure would be found in her lifetime. Today, that hope for a cure is getting very close to becoming reality, and the burdens of care and the fears of early death are being lessened. This wonderful night is about finishing the job, bringing the cure from a hope to a reality. Tonight's award recipient is a close friend of the Minnesota-Dakotas chapter. She sits on the chapter's board of directors and has been involved with CFF since 2001. There has not been a CFF event that she has not attended or impacted in some way, whether by raising money or by sharing her personal CF journey with others. Her biggest impact on the foundation, however, is the example she sets in living her amazing life. Nikki Malnar has had a very tough road, but her determination and her fight and her zest for life inspires everyone she touches, from the volunteers to the staff, to adults dealing with CF, to families receiving their initial diagnosis. I am honored to present this award to my dear friend, Nikki. Nikki, from the moment we met, you exuded life and love and happiness and hope. You make everyone around you smile, and we are better for knowing you. I admire how you live every moment to the fullest and how you educate others about cystic fibrosis and what it means to live with CF, from doing small things where people may not realize they're learning right away, to fully engaging people who want to learn more. It is so meaningful how you honor your lung donor and the way you live with this gift. You are a light in my life and for so many others, and you are a champion for raising awareness and finding a cure. And that is why you are receiving this honor tonight. Nikki, congratulations on the Angela Warner Friend of the Foundation Award. Before we hear from Nikki, we have messages from some of her friends and family.
Hi, my name's Jay Ettinger, and I'm a dear friend of Travis and Nikki Malnar's and have been for about 15 plus years.
My name is Jules Schwingler.
Hi, I'm Jordan Dunitz. I'm a CF and lung transplant physician at the University of Minnesota.
My name is Nancy Kaufman, and I've been honored to ask to say a few words about Nikki.
I'm Ben Salko, and this is my wife, Annie.
Good evening. I'm Nicole's brother, John.
Nikki!
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 I am Nicole's mother, Elaine.
Hi, I'm Dr. John McNamara, and I was Nikki's pediatric cystic fibrosis doctor.
Hello, my name's Travis, and I'm Nikki's husband.
30 years ago, Nikki's mother came to me and asked if I would coach her daughter and partner in ice dancing. The first meeting, this petite, blonde-haired girl with the biggest smile in the world came bounding onto the ice.
For the last 13 years, we've been listening to Travis try to temper Nikki's enthusiasm slightly, and what we've learned is that it's actually not possible.
It was at my 40th birthday party. My friends had rented a private dining room for a surprise dinner, and late into the evening, Nikki was up on the table in front of me dancing with her oxygen tank pre-lung transplant. And my favorite part of that story is there was absolutely no music in the room whatsoever. In fact, we were watching a football game.
Caring for folks like Nikki is the reward we all seek when we go into medicine. I admire Nikki for many reasons. I admire her generosity, the countless hours she spends encouraging organ donation for LifeSource, her enthusiastic encouragement and support for other CF patients, and her remarkable ability to draw generous donors into the CF fold.
Her commitment, tenacity, and level of energy to raise funds for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation is simply awe-inspiring. And more than that, what we love most about Nikki is how committed she is to telling the story of her journey, what a full and incredible life she's led, and how possible it is to live a life with cystic fibrosis in just an amazing, magical, energy-filled way.
Nikki uses her experiences to inform and inspire others through social media, her generous work with the CF Foundation, and LifeSource. We're so proud of her resilience, determination, and always positive attitude.
She has spent countless hours raising money to help find a cure for cystic fibrosis. She has lived each day to the fullest and has such a positive attitude.
Nikki was my teacher. Through her, I learned her struggles with CF. I learned that if you give all to something and don't let the obstacles knock you down, you can achieve many, many things.
In 1991, Nicole and her partners competed at the National Ice Championships at the Target Center and won. When I looked around, there was an entire arena filled with people cheering for her. That has been the story of her life.
Nikki, you inspire me and others daily with your can-do attitude, your resilience, your kindness, and your grace living with CF.
Nikki's made a lot of people feel inspired with her determination and grit, but most importantly, she's given a lot of people the feeling of hope. She's shattered life expectancy statistics of little kids with CF. She's given parents the feeling of hope for their children to live a good, full life.
Every summer in clinic after her double lung transplant, she would ask me if she could go skydiving. Every summer I would tell her maybe next year. Finally, at her 5th transplant anniversary, she told me she was going skydiving. My parting advice was, try to land on something soft. I guess she listened because here she is, receiving the well-deserved Angela Warner Friend of the Foundation Award.
And just want to say, Nikki, congratulations on this amazing award. I can't think of anybody more deserving than you.
Congratulations, Nikki, on an honor well-deserved.
Congratulations, Nicole.
Ginger, my love and congratulations on this award.
You will never know how much and how many you have inspired with your perseverance and your giving heart.
Congratulations, Nicole. I love you.
Congratulations, Nikki, for being honored for your time and efforts in bringing friends and family together who share your feelings of hope for more tomorrows and the accompanying light for people with cystic fibrosis.
We love you, Nikki. Cheers.
We love you.
Love ya.
Bye.
Wonderful words from friends and family. And now I am happy to welcome Nikki live from her home to accept tonight's award. Nikki, you are so deserving, and I am so happy to recognize you tonight.
Thank you so much for all those kind words. I am extremely honored and blessed to be here with all of you this evening. And I thank you for taking the time to spend the night in front of your screen. Even though it's through the World Wide Web, I feel your energy. Over the years, I've heard Don Warner talk about Angela's tenacity and zest for life. Thank you for this honor tonight. I hope I can continue to exemplify these same traits. You may wonder where I am at the moment. I am coming to you live from my heated bubble tent. Yes, it's Nikki in a bubble. As an immunosuppressed double lung transplant patient, catching COVID-19 would give me about a 2 out of 3 chance of survival. This has forced me to be totally isolated for the last 9 months. This tent is a gift from my dear friends to help keep me safe and social during the cold winter months here in Minnesota. Friends can sit in this heated bubble, and we sit in a separate bubble 10 feet away. Everyone's CF experience is unique. Google Maps has yet to develop an app to help us navigate. None of us would be here today without a vast network of guides to help us along this odyssey of life. My parents adopted this screaming baby in 1975. My CF journey began when I was finally diagnosed at age 5. My parents were told I would be lucky if I lived to age 8. That used to be the life expectancy. My dad, who is a doctor, only found 2 lines about CF in his medical journal. With all the research done in the last 4 decades, supported by all of you, we're getting closer to our dream of finding a cure for this horrible disease. All the buzz back in 1981 was about a new drug called Pulmozyme. It took 12 more years for the FDA to receive its approval. It's amazing to see that some of today's new CF drugs are so effective, the FDA is approving them even faster than ever before. My parents were advised to keep me isolated and love me for what little time we had left together. But they refused to keep their red-headed, freckled-faced rascal locked in a bubble. Isn't that ironic? I joined dance, gymnastics, figure skating, and all sorts of activities to be active and to cough out the thick mucus. Before the vest was invented to shake the junk off my lungs, my dad had to pound me on my back with his hands, and he would also tickle me just to get me to start coughing. Think about that. Tickling was one of the best therapies available back then. I'm so lucky to be adopted into this loving family. My mom, late father, and brother taught me the importance of my medications, treatments, and always included me in my doctor's appointments from a very young age. I attribute most of my success to them for teaching me how to be independent and take care of myself. I wish we were in the same room right now so I could look them in the face and tell them that I love them. Thank you, Mom, Papa, and John, for not giving up on me and supporting the fight for my life. I ended up excelling with my skating when I was 15. I started living away from home on the East Coast to train, and that following year, I won a gold medal at the U.S. National Championships in novice ice dance that happened to be right here in Minneapolis at Target Center. A couple years later, I had just returned home from a 2-week program at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs when I started spitting up blood. My parents rushed me to the emergency room at Minneapolis Children's Hospital, where I met my new doctor, Dr. McNamara. We thought it was just the flu. It was way worse than just the flu. Turns out I had a 10% collapsed lung. I'm so lucky I was able to get to my medical team to be properly diagnosed. At the time, I was training almost 8 hours a day with hopes of an eventual trip to the Olympics. Despite the setback of the whole collapsed lung thing, I returned to the ice. While at a competition in Germany, I became so sick I had to drop out and fly home immediately. Lying on the floor of the plane wearing oxygen, I was terribly weak with an unquenchable thirst, and my body weight had dropped to around 80 pounds. When I landed in Minneapolis, we rushed to the ER again, there have been many of those, to discover that my blood sugar monitor maxed out at 1200. Now, I also had CF-related diabetes to tackle, but it was not going to take the air out of my bubble. My coach came to the hospital, we strapped my skates on my feet and walked the stairwells to good strength. I was determined to compete in the Junior Worlds, which was only 6 weeks away. And I did. Unfortunately, one day, while home for the holidays, I was struck by another driver in my vehicle, and my skating career ended. My bubble was burst. It was not my CF that stopped me, though. The back pain and lack of exercise prevented me from keeping my lungs clear. Vest treatments were not enough as I started having more frequent lung infections and lengthy hospital stays. I would stay 6 weeks at a time in my suite over at Children's Hospital. There never used to be an adult CF program because patients rarely survive long enough. But as more medical advancements for CF became available, we started living longer. An adult program was needed. They finally kicked me out of Children's Hospital when I was 25. I'd outgrown it. I felt like I was Buddy the Elf and left to search for the new adult program at the University of Minnesota, where I found Dr. Dunitz. And I continued to meet more and more helpers. Thank you to the long list of healthcare professionals who have ferried me along in my journey. That same year, I met the man of my dreams, Travis. He is my rock. He is the love of my life. Although I don't think he was ever warned about the wild ride he was about to be on when he met me. Thank you, Travis, for keeping life fun for the last 20 years. You are my everything. My health really started to decline after I turned 30. My lungs were permanently scarred and slowly filling with fluid. I had become either allergic or immune to most of the current medications that were available. For months on end, I had an IV sticking out of my chest to deliver a combination of meds. I had longer treatment times. Everything was more time consuming. Even though my CF was slowing me down and I was carrying an oxygen tank for 24/7, I did everything I could to live life to the fullest, and I have always worn high heels while doing it. Thank you to my family and friends who have stuck alongside me on this extraordinary ride of a lifetime. On the surface, CF is mostly an invisible disease. At first glance, some might call us asymptomatic. On the outside, I didn't look sick. On the inside, my lungs were failing. I reached a point where my quality of life was at a minimum. For over a year and a half, I coughed up Dixie cups full of blood and mucus every single night. It was as if I was leaking fluid and any blood clot could immediately seize my lungs. Terrified at times, when the bleeding wouldn't stop, I would yell to wake up Travis because I didn't want to die hanging over that toilet alone. I was at the end stage of my disease. I was at the end stage of my life. My only hope was a life-saving double lung transplant. For the next 3 years, the range of my bubble only extended to places within 3 hours of home. If lungs became available, I would have to drop everything and get to the hospital. In 2013, I received the greatest gift, the gift of life from my selfless double lung donor, Jacob. I went from wearing oxygen, stopping to catch my breath after climbing only 1 or 2 stairs, and struggling to wash my own hair, to now running up flights of stairs, hiking up mountains, skiing down them, and I'm back on the ice coaching figure skating. Well, before the pandemic. I finally won another gold medal in cornhole at the Transplant Games of America. For my 5th lung anniversary, we went skydiving with Dr. Moore from Children's Hospital. I asked Dr. Dunitz if he wanted to join us, but he assured me he would probably be busy no matter what day it was. One of the most profound moments since my transplant was when we were on a trip to Mexico for Brent and Cara's wedding. They were in the video. We went snorkeling. Now imagine this. Being underwater amplified my breathing and allowed me to really hear my lungs for the first time. I was so overcome with gratitude towards my donor. My emotions got the best of me. My goggles started filling from the inside with tears. I must thank Dr. Lohr, Dr. Kelly, the entire transplant team, LifeSource, and most importantly, my donor angel, Jacob. In the 7 years since my transplant, I continue to volunteer by speaking at driver's ed classes, schools, universities, and companies about my journey with cystic fibrosis and the importance of organ donation and transplantation. Well, that was before COVID too. Now, we Zoom. I sit on the board of the CF Foundation to give the patient's perspective and hopefully make today's CF families breathe a little easier, that the road will be a lot smoother. Since my transplant, I've had a few trips to the hospital for sinus surgery, blood clots, a rib removal, loss of circulation in my arm, an 8-hour failed bypass, and a nasty bout of rotavirus. Wash your hands, people. Last month's terrifying 2-night trip to the hospital was cut short when I thankfully tested negative for the coronavirus. After 6 bags of fluids, my doctors wanted me out of there as soon as possible. The CF is still in my body, My sinuses are always clogged, and CF diabetes is difficult to control when your defective GI system seems to always absorb nutrients differently. Fear of rejection is always on my mind, but my pill box is down to only 50 pills per day. But the pills that tell my body not to reject my lungs can cause liver and kidney problems, and they compromise my immune system. But I'm alive and kicking. My journey has taken a lot of bumpy roads with a lot of hazards ahead, but I'll continue to press onward with the top down. We're moving in the direction where we won't need transplants because we're going to find a cure. That little 5-year-old freckle-faced rascal with little chance of survival will be turning 45 in a couple weeks. I'm so excited. I just can't wait. I've been fortunate to beat some long odds, tried new therapies, and taken many medications funded by the research the CF Foundation has been able to develop. I want to thank the CF Foundation for doing a wonderful job in helping usher in a longer life expectancy for all of us living with cystic fibrosis. But their work is only possible with the help that comes via the emotional, spiritual, clinical, and financial support of all of you. So I thank you all who have been there for us cystic fibrosis patients over the years and continue to stick by our side until it's done. There is no chance I would have made it this far or be here tonight without all of you. Thank you.
Nikki, thank you. Thank you for all of your amazing contributions to CFF. It is incredible watching you live with a smile through everything you face, and we are so lucky to know you. I am proud to be your friend, and we are so happy to honor you tonight. Girl, we love you. Now I'd like to bring my friend Glenn back on stage to get the auction started. And as a reminder, the auction is open for bidding until 3 o'clock tomorrow. You can bid on any of these great items and more through your personalized auction login, which was sent to your email address. If you have any issues, please call the number on your screen for assistance. And Glenn, it's been so incredible. As Nikki was talking, those numbers continue to grow. We are crushing it tonight with the help of all of you.
Absolutely. We have just over $29,000 left to raise to get to break our goal. Take a look at the number right now. We're brushing on $400,000 together. A huge thank you to Anton Newman. He made a $15,000 surprise gift tonight. Thank you, Anton, for that donation, a $15,000 gift that came in. The support is absolutely remarkable. One thing about Nikki, by the way, we also are going to have an auction item that involves Nikki in just a few moments. Nikki, I absolutely think the world of you. You've brought so much joy to my life through all of these years. My friends, here we go. Jennifer, tell us about our items. We're going to have an amazing premiere auction. You can bid till 3 o'clock tomorrow. Here is item number 1.
Okay, item number 1. This is so cool. You and a friend will get to learn how to catch the big ones from one of the most successful walleye tournament pros, John Hoyer. John is a 2-time Cabela's Bass Pro Chops tournament champion who has partnered with his top sponsor, Simms Fishing, to get this, outfit you in over $1,000 of professional fishing gear.
That's right. It's a big deal. You're getting $1,000 of fishing gear. And last year's winner caught over 30 fish during their time in the water. They loved every single minute of this experience, from speeding across the lake in John's brand new Ranger boat to hooking up 5 and even 10-pound walleyes. An amazing opportunity. John also taught the winners his own secrets so they could fish on their own home lake. It's an amazing opportunity. John, thank you for this item. Have fun bidding. The current bid is $2,000. This is a great package. Jennifer, you didn't know this, but you've agreed to clean the fish, so the price just went up, didn't it?
Okay, you know, I'm better at catching fish than cleaning, but I'm open to trying anything.
If the price goes high enough.
You got it. Keep raising that up, and I will do my best to learn how to clean fish before this all happens.
Jennifer, I love the second package. This is the holiday toy package. It's really a mission-based opportunity that you can create an opportunity for kids and also something you'll never forget. Please tell us about the second package.
Sure, it's so true, Glenn. Many children enter care centers and local hospitals for prolonged hospital stays over the holidays because they're particularly susceptible to infection. Kids with CF are unable to use the community playrooms, which can be very isolating. However, with your help, these donated toys will go directly to children and families to put a smile on their faces next holiday season, Glenn.
Matter of fact, we had a lot of strong bidding on this item last year. I think it sold for $5,500.
Wow.
The winning bidder will get the chance to select which care center will receive the toy donation, and the high bidder will have their name put on each of the toys or their company's name so the care center can celebrate who made this donation. It's a wonderful gift. The current bid is $2,750. The bid just went up in the last few moments. A huge thank you to Kip and Jen Cafferty for donating this. That is an amazing item. Jennifer, I think you're going to tell us a little bit more about this.
That's right. You know, this chapter is blessed with the finest CF care centers in the country. The caring and dedicated teams at the University of Minnesota, Children's Minnesota, Mayo Clinic, Stanford Health, and St. Alexius in Bismarck, North Dakota keep people with CF healthy, and that allows the transformative therapies to be effective. And some of those toys can go to those places, Glenn, that really, truly make a difference for this community.
It's awesome. It's a great donation. We are now over $402,000, so less than $27,000 away from breaking a national record. Jennifer, by the way, even though I look like I'm 15, I've been an auctioneer for 25 years. Can you believe that? I can't believe CF should have never hired me 20 years ago when I was that young and that inexperienced, but I have only sold this, I think this next package, once in my career. This is a curling opportunity with a gold medalist. It's a big deal.
Yeah, we are so proud to have gold medal curlers from Minnesota. And this is great. So you can grab 3 friends for a private curling lesson from John Schuster, a member of the 2018 Olympic gold medal curling team. For those who aren't familiar, curling is a sport where 4 players slide stones on a sheet of ice toward a target, which is segmented into 4 concentric circles. John will give you all the tips and tricks needed to curl like an Olympian. And you know, Glenn, it's so cool to watch them curl, but it's really cool to be able to try it yourself.
It's super cool. Matter of fact, the current bid is only $1,500, so it's a great opportunity, tons of opportunity on that item. Matter of fact, Nikki Malnar did this last year, and if you look close on the screen right now, you'll see Nikki's picture. They absolutely had a blast. Travis, by the way, you can bid on this for Nikki and do it again if you'd like. So there you go, Travis. It's a great package.
Yeah, keep going. So much fun. Way to get out there, learn something new. We all are looking forward to that. So, Glenn, I want to tell you about this next package. This next item is also special. Back in 2015, a kid named Lucas wanted to give back to his community with a food truck. He is still doing that today with a fully equipped school bus turned restaurant called a Busterant, with a chef's kitchen and seating for 8. That's cool enough on its own, but how about this? Piatelli Vineyards will be providing the wine for this special dinner. Lucas and his bus will travel to anywhere in the metro area for the winner of this stellar auction item.
Jennifer, it's super cool. Matter of fact, everyone loves these food-based items. It's basically a traveling restaurant. Chef Lucas's story is amazing. He was inspired to create this as an opportunity to make a difference for nonprofits. I've sold it a number of times in the last 3 or 4 years. Tons of support. This is a great buy right now, by the way. The current bid is $1,500. A lot of times I'll sell it for $6,000 to $7,000. Chef Lucas, thank you for your support. You can negotiate, by the way, when you buy this. When you do it, it's an awesome item. Here's a great package in our auction tonight. This is brought to us by the Greenways. Jennifer, tell us about package number 5.
Yes, Glenn, we have an exclusive opportunity for the golfers out there. A round of golf with Chad Greenway. Chad spent his 11-year career as a linebacker with the Minnesota Vikings. Chad is also a close friend of Nikki's and is an avid supporter of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
I want to say a personal thank you to Chad and Jenny. I think the world of both of them. They have done everything that we've asked. They've been so supportive over so many years. Obviously, Chad had a standout career with the Minnesota Vikings. He's created his own foundation. He's done everything that we could have ever imagined to make a difference. By the way, if you bid high enough, you can golf with Jenny, and Chad will caddy if you want. So
I love that.
That's not a bad idea, is it? So again, it's 18 holes around a golf with the bid is $3,250. Is that right? Or $2,250, excuse me, $2,250. It is at the Wayzata Country Club. You can redeem it next spring. Have fun bidding. Again, Chad and Jenny, thank you for everything that you've done.
Yeah, Chad's a great golfer, but an even better person, and so is Jenny. And, you know, Chad co-founded Great X Spirits in 2018. He and his wife, Jenny, also created a video of tonight's custom cocktail, the Rosy Dream. You may have seen it on social media. It's a special twist on a classic cocktail inspired by the 65 Roses story. And I have seen Jenny and Chad's commitment over the past few years as I've been involved with the CFF, and it is incredible. Thank you for all that you do for our community. It is really inspiring, and you are at it again tonight, so we couldn't be more grateful.
Jennifer, listen to this. We are at $413,991. We have about $16,000 to go to break a national record. We are rallying every single moment. And by the way, every time you bid on these auction items, you're also making a difference. Jennifer, I like the sixth item. This is a mission-based item. It's an opportunity to buy a commissioned painting from Logan Hahn. The current bid is only $500. It's a great package. Jennifer, tell us more about the painting.
Yes, this is priceless, one of a kind. It's a painting done by Logan Hahn. Logan is a 14-year-old from North Dakota living with cystic fibrosis. Logan is an incredibly talented artist and does art on commission, the proceeds of which she donates to CFF. This exclusive painting is called Reaching Beyond the Roses. When doing this art piece, Logan explained that she wanted to be a face of inspiration, looking out into the future while having CF. And as I look at that, it's really incredible what she has created and that she is giving back in this way, Glenn.
That's exactly right. And because of the CF Foundation's work, Logan was actually diagnosed on a newborn screening. She was diagnosed because of this work. The Hans have been active walkers. They've been event workers ever since then. You know what I really like about this item, Jennifer? It's not just an opportunity to buy a piece. When you bid on this and you buy it, you will never forget 2020. You will never forget supporting CF during COVID. It is a memory that you'll always have. It's a great opportunity. Thank you again to the family for that donation. We have a super fun item. It's a trip to South Dakota, I believe, item number 7, Sutton Bay. Tell us about this package.
Yeah, here's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that has been donated by Pella Windows and Ed and Carla Engelbrecht. Ed and Carla have a grandson with CF, and their family is very involved with the foundation. The winner of this item, along with 2 friends, are in for an amazing experience at Sutton Bay. Sutton Bay is a super exclusive private destination club located on the rolling bluffs of the Missouri River in central South Dakota. Sutton Bay offers world-class golf, hunting, fishing, and the understated luxury of a full-service prairie lodge. Basically, everything you could ever imagine and more. Private air transportation, lodging, and meals are included. This trip is for 2 days and 1 night, Glenn.
It's a big deal. The current bid is $5,000. We've had a lot of bidding in the last hour on this. A huge thank you to the entire Engelbrecht family. They've been incredible. They've done so much for us. They've become so involved in just a very short period of time. Not only donors, but also as gala committee members. They've also traveled to Washington, D.C. to be advocates for us in Washington, D.C. Thank you to the Engelbrecht family. Have fun bidding on the South Dakota package. That is a great opportunity. Jennifer, here's an opportunity to change your life for the next 13 years, the next package.
I love this one, Glenn, because we could all use a little more companionship this year, a little more light in life in our own lives. And so this is special. It is a golden doodle. It's a pick of the 2021 litter on an AKC registered golden doodle from the Pupsworth family breeders. The Pupsworth family is giving you the ability to have, again, the pick of the litter in 2021. You'll have first access to pick out your newest member of your family. That picture, oh my gosh, it just, love it. The Pupsworth family is AKC registered and has an amazing reputation for their quality dogs. So Terry Waterworth is the aunt of Leanne Waterworth, one of our CF families. So there will be an interview with the winner prior to picking the puppy out. But Glenn, doesn't that puppy just get you?
Oh my gosh. Matter of fact, over the years, we've sold some very expensive puppies here at the CF event. The breeder, they're supporters of ours. That's how we received the puppy. Matter of fact, the Mortensen family, everyone remembers, of course, many years ago, Allison Mortensen. I sold a puppy for $60,000.
60,000?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
The 4 zeros.
Fall over.
Absolutely
Wow.
remarkable. So the Mortensen family, if you want a repeat of history, you can bid on this right now. By the way, a personal thank you to the Mortensens for all that you've done, the company and the family. They've been so strong supporters of ours for many years. Here is a great opportunity. The current bid is $2,500 on the puppy. By the way, if you win the puppy, we're going to have you on stage next year with the dog to hear all about it.
Oh my
Doesn't that
gosh, I
sound like
love
a good
that.
idea?
What a great idea, Glenn.
It is, absolutely.
With
Here's
the
our final
new member of the CF community.
Absolutely. Here's our final item. Matter of fact, and I think I can say this is my favorite item of the night.
Yeah, it's really special, and you already got a taste of what this looks like. Our last item is super special because tonight's award winner, Nikki Malnar, is hosting a catered dinner for 6 in her private bubble. You got a sneak peek of that as she was giving her speech earlier, and look at that. These heated, lit spaces are perfect for a socially distanced dinner. Wine will be provided by Piatelli Vineyards, and I mean, having a night with Nikki, you already saw her enthusiasm, her zest for life. Now have dinner with her.
It's awesome. Matter of fact, rarely have I ever done this, that I've lobbied as the auctioneer for you to include me. So if you buy this, please, I will come and do dishes, but I would love to actually come
Can
and
I raise my hand and say me too?
Yes.
Me too, I want in on this as well.
Nikki, again, a personal and heartfelt congratulations to you. You have brought so much joy to all of us. I couldn't be more proud of you tonight. I wish that I could give you a hug in person and see you. I know I will probably out in the next several months, but we are so proud of you. Jennifer, I also want to thank you for emceeing tonight, for being here. Look at this. We are $2,000 away from breaking a national record together. We are going to do this as a community tonight. And one thing I want to say to everyone at home personally, I've been the auctioneer for 20 years, and I have met and become friends with so many of you. We are so grateful for everything that you've done over all of these years, and especially this year online. This is a big deal, Jennifer. We're going to get there together. Have a great holiday, everybody. Let's celebrate as we get past 429,000.
Definitely celebrating. And Glenn, thank you for all that you do, for your continued support year after year. You continue to make a difference for this community and in this community. And we just can't say enough thanks for being with us tonight and sharing all of these wonderful packages with us. Thank you, Glenn. And, you know, well, I've got you there. Did that just jump up to $449,000? Oh, I am almost like, am I reading that right? Glenn, do you see that?
We are at $449,541.
Oh my gosh.
That is a national CF record. It is a big deal. That is a huge deal. They are crying in Denver right now because we have passed their record.
I had to look twice at that. Like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is because of all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This could not be done without you. This is because of your support and your commitment to this incredible community. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for giving. Thank you for supporting the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. I'd like you to remember that you can bid on these exciting items and more until tomorrow at 3 o'clock. We can even get farther than this $449,000, which is already just mind-blowing. Use your personalized auction login to place bids. You'll receive an invoice tomorrow evening after the auction closes if you are the winner of any of these items. On behalf of the staff of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, Minnesota-Dakotas chapter, I want to thank you for attending our first ever virtual gala. Your support and your generosity are appreciated more than I can even say. It will make a difference in the lives of people with CF. Your donations help get us even closer to making CF stand for cure found. We sincerely hope we can see you in person next year and we can continue the important work and, yes, the celebrating. We are celebrating right now. I feel you celebrating with me at home. Thank you, and good night, everyone.
Thank you so much for your support tonight.
Thank you for joining us today. Without each and every one of you, none of this would be possible. Your continuous support is truly changing lives.
Thank you for joining us tonight for the 2020 Breath of Life Gala for the Minnesota-Dakotas chapter of the CF Foundation. We heard some amazing stories and have made some incredible progress towards the cure that we're all hoping for.
Because of your donations, we will find a cure for cystic fibrosis.
Without your support, we wouldn't be here today, and these medical breakthroughs that the CF Foundation is helping make aren't possible. I'd like to thank you for your donations, your time, your ability to spread the awareness, because people like me and Max and all the thousands of others that are battling CF, we're going to benefit from people like you donating, volunteering, and spreading the awareness to help CF ultimately stand for cure found.
Fundraising for the CFF is very important because the money raised at events such as the Breath of Life Gala help us find a cure, and develop new drugs.
Your continued support has let me and many others have their lives completely changed because of all the developments that have been made over the years.
And so that's why it's so important that we keep fighting so that one day we can all be cured and not have any limits because we no longer are living with cystic fibrosis.
Fundraising for the CFF is important to me because there are still thousands of people with CF who don't have a life-changing drug like Trikafta, and because even Trikafta is not a cure. This disease has taken away too much from too many people, and I'm ready for the CFF to lead us to a cure.
Your contributions are truly making a difference. This isn't some black hole or some promised hope. This is adding years to lives like mine. Let's join together and find that cure.
On behalf of Addie and all those with CF, thank you for supporting the CF Foundation in their mission to make CF one day stand for Cure Found.
Thank you so much for bringing us one step closer to a cure.